Hi guys, Adam McKola here, full-time Devils. We're outside of Vitality Stadium. United have lost 2-1 against Eddie Howe's Bournemouth on what is another disappointing day on the road. I say on the road, we've had disappointing days at Old Trafford as well. Obviously we had an injury hit squad today. It was more like an under-21 team with a sprinkle of first-team players. David De Gea, Daley Blind, Fellaini, Carrick, Mata were the only, experienced players out there today. But saying that, we had enough on the pitch to win this game and win the game and score more goals, and we just failed to do that. They got the lead early doors for a corner which looped in. The wind took it. Could say it was 50% David De Gea's fault, 50% probably can't do much about it. But disappointingly, we went behind, and you're thinking from there, we've still got 90 minutes to get back into the game. We've got enough out there on the pitch to do well and get goals. And we did get back into it through Marouane Fellaini, who got the goal. Great control from Memphis as well on the chest. I'm not sure whether it was offside or not, but eventually the goal comes and you're thinking, yes, we're back in this game. We've got back into it in the first half. Now let's go at them. And in the first half, we had a few opportunities. Unfortunately, we got another injury through Lingard, who went off for Pereira. But then we just failed to create enough. It was 1-1 at half-time. Second half comes along and it was just very Moyes-esque, very poor. No one's enjoying their football at the moment. And with youngsters like what we had out today, we had 3 academy players in our back 4. McNair had a mare today, to be fair to him. Borthwick Jackson, a poor second half. I think Veraya's doing all right when he comes in at times. But when you've got young players like that, like Martial, like Memphis even, I know they cost a lot of money, but they're still young players. Pereira, Lingard. And if they're worried about making mistakes and scared about giving the ball away, then they're not going to play well. They're not going to flourish to their best. And the best Manchester United sides down the years play on attacking instinct with flair and risk and all of that. And we know Louis van Gaal's philosophy. He wants to play good possession-based football, keep it tight at the back, score goals. And today we were always going to struggle with the injuries that we had. But nobody's enjoying their football out there. There's not enough urgency from the bench as well to change things, to go out there. And I know that's not Louis van Gaal's style, but sometimes maybe young players need to hear that, need to hear encouragement from the sidelines, because we've got some talented players out there. I mean, Andreas Pereira, one of the best talents around. Juan Mata had a quiet game. We just didn't bring him into the game enough, and he was playing in his preferred position through the middle. I thought today Fellaini was one of our better players, and Fellaini's Fellaini. Everyone has their opinion about him, and it was just poor today, and it's not good enough for Manchester United at the moment. Now, I'm not going to say Louis van Gaal out, but it's making it more difficult when people are saying Van Gaal needs to go, to argue against that with them, because what we're seeing just isn't good enough from Manchester United at the moment. Now, there's 2 arguments. You could say Louis van Gaal should have strengthened more. We should have brought in more players. Our squad depth's lacking. We knew we needed defenders in the summer. And if we brought in a few defenders, then today we probably could have won. But then you've got to ask, is this Louis van Gaal's job? Is he building a squad? We've seen loads of youngsters being introduced. And are we beginning to see signs of us building a new squad, and we're just in the middle of that? Either way you look at it though, the results have to be better, the performances have to be better, and the players need to start enjoying their football, something that they're not doing at the moment. And until we start doing that, we're not going to score enough goals. Simple as. Tottenham win tomorrow, we go outside of the top 4, we're out of the Champions League, into the Europa League, out of the Capital Cup, a Capital One Cup, and it just doesn't look good for Manchester United fans at the moment. And then you say that potentially today we could have gone from being in a title race to being in a top 4 battle. We're battling for top 4, which is a big worry. Positives to take. We saw some youngsters get some game time, but the youngsters aren't going to learn anything, and they're not going to get encouragement, and they're not going to get confidence, and they're not going to get better if they're playing in teams and playing in performances and they're being restricted like that. Disappointed though, and I'm absolutely gutted today. Guys, let us know what you think. Get your comments in below. Make sure you subscribe to Full Time Devils. Like, comment, share. You know the drill. There's plenty more on the way as well. See you later.